Of course. My name is Celine Wickerhoff. I'm a Director of Business Development with Expedia Group Media Solutions, and we work with travel and non-travel brands across Asia Pacific. So my team and I, we work with destination management organizations, airlines, airports, lodging partners as well as non-endemic partners. And we work with them to do brand promotion and connect them with our traveler audience to do very strategic advertising campaigns. Asia is definitely a focus market for us in 2022 and beyond. First of all, because of the opportunity and the potential that the region has for the recovery, and we're really working together and looking forward to continue to work together with our partners coming out of this very difficult period for this region. But also and especially beyond that, the potential and the opportunity is really enormous, and that's really looking exciting to look forward to. I think on a personal level, why is Asia so special to me? I think and this industry, it's just such a tight community, and this region is so beautiful, such a great place to work and live in. So on top of that, despite the economic instability and some of the ongoing headwinds that we're seeing in the travel sector, we're also seeing that our consumers are continuing to prioritize travel and just finding new ways and new options to do so. In our Q2 Travel Insights report that are looking at our first-party data from Expedia Group, we saw three things that really stood out. So first of all, we saw for APAC a strong quarter-over-quarter growth for the destination, as well as 30% quarter-over-quarter growth, so Q2 over Q1 from within the region. And that really indicates a real strong, sustained interest and enthusiasm to travel, which is great. Secondly, we also see that globally the travel and the search and booking windows are lengthening, and that's a great indicator of the consumer confidence. Specifically for Asia Pacific, we see that the 61 to 180 day travel window and search window is growing the fastest, in fact 30% quarter over quarter. And so that's really that growing interest of longer booking, that 2 to 6 months in advance bookings. And we see that's mainly driven by an increase of international market demand. And then thirdly, it's the lodging demand that is continuing to grow despite rising costs. So we see that globally increasing that demand, but highest growth is coming from Asia Pacific. In our region, we see the highest growth coming from a market for Seoul. So the highest number of searches is for the growth for Seoul. But we also see really strong performance for other destinations in APAC, including Tokyo as well as Singapore. There's two main opportunities that we see originating for Asia and that we're looking at and keeping our eye out for the next couple of years. First of all, it's the rising demand in adventure destinations. So we see as well in our research study that there is a rising demand for adventure destinations, and specifically coming from Asia. And on top of that also, there's a high focus or a high demand coming from single adult travelers for these adventure destinations. We saw in our research that last quarter in Q2 2022, there was a 15% increase in searches from the US and EMEA to APAC from single adult travelers versus Q2 2019. So it's a really great increase in demand from that particular segment. What we're also seeing is that some of the adventure destinations here in APAC, such as Thailand, Japan, Vietnam, that they're reaching a larger portion of the single adult traveler versus other traveler segments, and they're actually reaching that segment is about 10 to 15% of the overall traveler group. So we know that really our travelers, they're eager to experience new things, they're open to inspiration, and that leans very well into the opportunity that we see for this region. And we're therefore also working already with our advertisers and recommending them to continue to share informative as well as inspirational content to connect with these eager travelers. Now the second point that I mentioned, that there was two that we're really watching, is that sustainable travel. We know that it's really important and relevant for the APAC traveler, for the Asian traveler, and we also launched very recently or published our sustainable travel study, in which shown that Asia traveler was the one that had the highest interest in sustainable travel. Data and insight continues to be very important to understand the consumer and the consumer behavior and their trends. There's two things. I think first of all, it's important to get an accurate set of data, right? To get access to first-party data using your own brand, understanding quantitatively what that consumer trends from search demand looks like, but also using partners to give an additional layer on more qualitative, perhaps insights into that consumer and what they're looking for in terms of travel and what that audience actually wants and needs, right? So for example, we are working with 70 petabytes of Expedia Group first-party data that we're using for our insights as well as for our partners to help them understand the customer and make informed decisions on how they can reach, connect, and then convert that audience as well. So Expedia Group is really helping our partners by empowering them to succeed in the universe of travel. We can do that as a travel technology platform. We can do that by sharing our data, our insights, our services, our technology to make sure that our partners not only understand the traveler, but then can also deliver better services to get better results, both for the traveler as well for our partners. So travel brands should definitely use first-party data to make sure that they create a personalized experience. In fact, we think that every digital advertising campaign is always a personalized experience for the shopper, because ultimately where the magic in digital marketing happens is when you're reaching the right customer with the right message at the right time. And so for that to happen, you have to use data in order to reach, in order to be able to do that. So then there is different degrees of personalization, right? So in order to go a step further, you can add on that first-party data, you can add custom research, third-party data. Like we have recently published our custom research around sustainability travel, inclusive travel, and we can use that to better understand the why and the how of the customer.